Hello, everybody. This is Complexity with a fun game I'm just was asked to cast. Well, I wasn't asked to cast it. I just asked if I could cast it because some of you were jerks and didn't want to cast this nice man's game. So this is going to be Complexity Cast a Pub, basically. It's just a small game that was posted on Reddit, and someone asked if anyone wanted to cast it, and no one was volunteering, so I decided to volunteer myself. So, at the behest of that young man, or old man, who knows, I'm not making assumptions, could be young woman, who knows, I decided to go ahead and run up and cast this game. This is a 2v2 on Reserve. For those of you unfamiliar with Reserve and are going to be listening in as opposed to watching this replay, it's a map with a long river in between. It's in the summer, so none of it is frozen over. There's a fuel in the west and another fuel in the east. Kind of out of the way. It's a strategic importance to not ignore those parts of the map. And in the middle, there's a munitions point. A single munitions point by the looks of it. Yeah, okay, my eyes aren't deceiving me. I've actually been known to mess that up quite often. So, I'm going to be noting things by the mid-munitions, the middle victory point. This is pretty standard victory point layout. There's a victory point near each fuel, west and east, and a victory point around the middle. It's a little further from the munitions point in the middle. That's like right around the middle. But either way, the munitions point is a focal point of this map. So now on to build orders. Both German players are actually going to be doing full MGs opens here. Like, they're going to be building nothing but MG42s and going to OP some of these strategic points near the base. We're seeing an early engagement around the middle victory point. First engagement of the game. It's going to be a conscript squad versus a pioneer squad. The conscripts should win this readily. They're in cover, as the pioneers are not in cover and are, for some reason, not taking any damage. They're really RNG screwing this conscript squad, taking on 2 members of the squad before potentially retreating, hopefully. The conscript now is back up. Second conscript squad. It's also worthy to note that this is the same Russian player that's already getting his tier 1 up, Special Rifle Command. He's going to go for an early half-track and rush the German player. This is an appropriate response considering that these German players are building nothing but MG42s. No Grenadiers will be built early on by these German players because they're going to go for a heavy late-game build, which we'll see later. So usually when they're going heavy MG42, I mean, they don't know that they're going heavy MG42 yet, but the fact that they haven't seen any Grenadiers should be indicative of that. Your response is going to be a fast half-track clown car build. Right now they're not really punishing this sort of build, though. They're not really getting out there. I think this red Russian player, Orange's ally, was AFK for first part of the game because I feel like he's floating a lot of manpower right now. Second conscript squad out coming out for the red Russian player, whereas the orange Russian player is now getting, I imagine, a half-track soon. He's probably going to bump that combat NG squad into the half-track and rush these MG42s. We're seeing the, I'm going to call this the Cayenne. I think that's the right color. The Cayenne German player is OPing 2 of the strat points with fuels. If we look at the tactical map, we can see this pretty clearly. And the split is actually perfectly even. Half-track now on the field for the Russian player. He's probably going to start rushing in with that half-track. I would just go full retard with that half-track. I wouldn't stop for anything and just rush these MG42s and take them out. But now we're going to do some tests. I feel like these German players are playing really cautiously. I don't think they really know these MG42s are here, but they're being really cautious regardless. Like I said, no Grenadiers. This is entirely MG start. Alright, and the half-track is moving up now. Small engagement here. We're seeing some Uras come out. Russian players just sort of bumping these MG42s, but there are 3 of them here. Making it really hard to push into without, like, a flamer clown car here. And it looks like he might not have enough fuel for the flamer, or munitions for the flamer, so nothing's going to really happen here. I feel like this guy is going to go down here. Yep. Conscript squad goes down. I feel like maybe 2 conscript squads went down. Yeah, 2 conscript squads went down during that engagement. It's wholly disadvantageous. And this Cloud Car's going to sit back here, going to take pot shots at the MG in the building, but since MG's in the building, don't really take any damage. It's not going to do anything. Alright, so now we're preparing for mid-game into late. German player texts to tier 2. I imagine he's probably going to get his fast scout car here soon. Oh, no, never mind. Maybe not. Kyan, German player, is already getting his tier 3 up. He teched really quickly after getting those 2 fuels up. And the Germans were allowed to control this left fuel. Notice that this whole left side is completely undefended, and this conscript squad on the left side isn't doing anything. He could really punish right now. We're going to times 2, 4 times through some of this, because nothing's going to happen for a while, as both of these players are basically going to be biding their time. Okay, so never mind. I got that tier wrong. I'm not really familiar with tiers yet. But it looks like the Kai German player went tier 2? Oh no, he has... I'm right. That's a tier 3 and that's a tier 2. And that's tier 1. So he basically has all 3 tiers right now, and he just didn't build as many units. Russians taking the middle munitions, so they're going to retreat out of there. They only succeeded in decapping it, but they didn't successfully cap it, so I feel like the Germans are going to have an easy time recapping that. Middle victory point, another conscript squad checking in, and is going to get suppressed by the MG. Again, both players buying their time. The red German player, or Russian player, has 2 conscripts, an AT gun, and he just got a mortar. Mortar will be helpful in, like, dismantling these emplacements, but it won't be very helpful when there's a big push. We're seeing a M3A1's Light Scout car, Clown car coming in with a flamer inside it now. It takes out an MG. It's going to back off from the AC, the 222, sorry. I misidentified that. No, I think I got that right. 221. No, 222, and the 221 is the normal half track that comes on a tier 2. Clown car cleaning up on these MG42s in buildings. MG42s aren't even target firing, because I think that is completely based by priority. It doesn't actually... You can't actually order them to attack which units you want them to attack while they're in a building. So they'll just kind of attack whatever. So now this Clown car with 2 MG kills, going for a 3rd on this MG building on the right side of the map, but now we see there's a Panzer IV on the field from the kind German player, the one that got all that fuel earlier. Another MG42 squad goes down, but the Clown car goes down to the Panzer IV. The NG that was inside is barely going to escape with his life. Flanking Pyro squad, ninja capping the north and west side of the map. And in fact, he even manages to put up a fuel OP on one of the strat points, or an aggressive fuel OP. Looks like these German players are definitely going late game. We're still in 4 times here, but not a whole lot is happening. Panzer IV is attacking this conscript squad in the building. 2 AT guns take some pot shots. I'm dropping down to 1 times again. 2 pot shots at this Panzer IV. It's taking a critical top gunner killed, but it doesn't damage its engine or its main gun. Panther's now on the field for the blue German player. It's going to be really funny because this blue German player is going to suffer from what the Frontline Network likes to call the Magpie Syndrome, where you build Panthers just to build Panthers, and you build a ton of Panthers. Something really hilarious is going to happen to these Panthers later, so that's probably the reason why I'm casting this replay. It's, I'm really happy with what happens later, so 2 mortars, 2 AT guns for this red German player, but there's nothing they can do to stop this Pioneer squad push. Even the Panthers moving in now. No fear. Looks like it's going to try to run over some of these units, but it won't be able to. The Pilot squad's clear out the AT guns for the red German player. Oh gosh, I have no way to cover that. Whatever. You all are going to see exactly how long we have left in this replay, and I don't really care. The ending's pretty surprising, so I wouldn't worry about too much about spoilers concerning how long this replay is, at the very least. I just want to throw out there that this isn't a particularly high-skilled replay, but it's pretty entertaining, so I hope you guys will enjoy this one. And I'll try to make it as entertaining as possible. I know I'm not going to be able to release a lot of content later. haven't been able to stream very often. I'm very sorry about that. I feel like now's a pretty good time to talk about what I've been doing. I'm actually working out in Western Colorado now, so they don't have very good internet out there in Western Colorado, so I'm not able to stream from here as often as I used to. But I'll be back soon enough, and I'll be trying to churn out content like this whenever I can. I'm pretty busy, but needless to say, good things will be coming when they can. And I still have these commander unlock things. I mean, I don't know how good my levels are here. I don't even know if you can hear any of that. I'm going to turn this down a little bit, just in case. I can't really check it now. We're already too far in. We can't give up. We can't stop now. I'm going to turn the game volume down to nothing, so all you hear is my awful voice. Alright, so once again, nothing happening here. This is going to be a short lull in the action as both players just build up these gigantic tank armies. Blue German players are essentially going to be nothing but Pioneers and Panthers later, which I think is hilarious. And this kind German player is going to be getting like Panzer IVs, Pioneers, MG42s, etc. So anyway, like I said, I'm not going to be able to stream for a while. I might be able to, I'll be coming into Denver every once in a while to a friend's place to potentially stream. So keep an eye out for that. Make sure to follow the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/sexylexi, where the E's are replaced by 3's. So keep an eye on that channel. Alright, so Red German player is going to be going strong tier 3, and this Red Russian player is going to be going strong tier 3, so we're going to see a lot of T-70s and a lot of T-34s. Whereas the orange player is going strong tier 4, so we're going to see a lot of these Su-85s, and I think a Katyusha later. This is pretty much ideal, I feel like, for a 2v2, because then you have like a pretty balanced sort of army comp. If done right, it can be really good. Smoke cover going down to cover the retreat of this Panther. I think it's barely going to escape with a sliver of its life. These Su-85s are pursuing, but I don't think they're going to be able to kill it due to some misfires and missed shots. And overall toughness of these Panthers. These Panthers are really hard to take down. Alright, again, the ninja caps on the left side, these Pioneers. Ninja capping and flamethrowing everything around them. I don't think they're going to be able to get away if these T-34s come back right now, but I think they're going to get away, actually. No, I think they're actually going to die, because these T-34s are coming back, and the Su-85s are also wiping these guys out. There's a flamethrower crit, and that creates, like, sort of a scorched area. Oh, this is incredible. I'm pretty sure this Pioneer actually escapes with his life under all this fire from these tanks. Incredible. Man, that man's a hero. Run, Forrest, run! Run, Forrest, run! Oh my god, he just barely escapes with a sliver of his life. That's incredible. Alright, so, looking at army comps right now, the Cayenne, I'm still calling it that. I think his name is what? Star General? Yeah, I'm not trying to say that every time. The Cayenne German player has got a few MGs. Oh, we're seeing a big push. Sorry, I'm interrupted by this gigantic conscript push on the right side, near the middle victory point. They hit the dirt. They're going to try to take out these MGs. Unfortunately, there's not a lot these units do against units in buildings, so I feel like they're just going to be able to take out this MG42 before armor moves in. These capped AT guns are going to do a ton of damage to these moving in T-34s. T-34 are going down. Su-85 still pushing in despite these AT guns still up and fully functional and doing tons of damage. I think this Su-85 is going to go down to the combined power of these two AT guns. Yep, Su-85 goes down. Panzer IV is taking shots at this AT gun. AT gun doing the same back in kind to these Panzer IVs. There's a sniper firing on this gigantic blob of conscripts. They're going to toss AT nades at these Panzer IVs. One Panzer IV goes down. One conscript squad goes down in kind to this sniper. This sniper is doing tons of damage. And sniper goes down because it wasn't in cover. Two Panzer IVs go down. About like 3 conscript squads, I would say, go down. Su-85, T-34. Huge losses on both sides. This is absolutely a battle of contrition right now. One MG42 is still up. The building ended up going down. So we're seeing 2 MG squads go down for the Cayenne? Yeah, pretty sure it's Cayenne German player. These Panzer Grenadiers managed to take out a T-34 around the middle victory point. The Russian players will end up taking the victory points. So while I would say it wasn't a manpower win for the Russian players, it was a territorial gain. They managed to take the middle victory point. Meanwhile, these 2 strat points on the left side go ignored. Overall, this left side of the map is completely ignored, as a matter of fact. There are no units on that side of the map, but they're all on the right side. Gigantic Panther Battalion for the blue German player. His name is c0mpl3x1ty. And he's going to go ahead and build this 10.5 centimeter artillery gun. This is one of my favorite artillery pieces in the game. It literally can fire non-stop, but there's a wide spread in between attacks. Like, it fires a shell, and there's kind of a pretty long delay, and it has a pretty wide spread. So it's more of an area denial, I feel like, sort of artillery gun, and, like, emplacement, anti-emplacement artillery gun, which is actually really good. It takes a shot at the middle victory point. It's not gonna... I think it takes out 1 mortar member. Another shot takes out an AT gun squad member. It's landing on top of this Su-85. Going to do tons of damage. T-70 pushing up against these Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadiers going to back off slightly. They're taking quite a bit of damage from the T-70, but trying to return damage in kind, and they can't hit it. I just want to throw out right now that the reason T-70s aren't hit as often, according to information I've read anyway, from Tengen and a few other friendly people on the COH2 forums and the official forums, is that hitting units, like accuracy against units, especially for armor, is based on the size of the unit. So that's why T-70s are missed all the time. Huge Panther push. Moving in, take out the T-70, and they're going to try to go for this Su-85 as well. I think they'll be able to do so. It took a lot of damage from the artillery. 2 AT guns start firing on it. 1 AT squad gets manned and then goes down immediately. Panthers managed to take out the other AT squad. T-70 and a T-34 on the right side taking pot shots at the Panther. They might be able to take it down because there's an AT gun to back it up. Panther goes down. Meanwhile, Orange is capping the left side while they're pushing into, a Panzer IV. They managed to toss an 18-8 at the Panzer IV, but it's not going to do much. T-34 goes down. T-70 takes damage engine, but I think it'll be fine. These Panthers are retreating. They don't want to get too crazy here. So 2 Panthers left for the blue German player. He hasn't gone full Magpies yet, but he will. He will. He'll go full Magpies, so it'll be great. Artillery on the mid-victory point again. They're going to try to take out these AT guns. I think they might be able to. 1 AT squad goes down to the artillery. The artillery is now Vet 1, giving it the counter barrage ability, but it's again, I feel a totally useless ability that not many people use. I don't feel like it's even underrated. It's really not that great of an ability. Ideally, what you want is for this to barrage emplacements, and it can't really counter battery most units within its range until around Vet 3, when it actually gains, I believe, a barrage ability range increase at Vet 3, and it gains some extra armor for survivability, making it a better counter battery unit. Whereas at Vet 1, it's not really a great counter battery unit. Totally pointless, as a matter of fact. Alright, so now we're just seeing some repairs go down. Everyone's kind of fortifying their position. I'm going to set this to ×4 really quick. Panzer IV going to make a push. It's going to advance into 2 AT guns and wisely... Actually, it's going to go down. I think it actually goes down to yeah, it goes down to the Katyusha barrage on the middle. 2 Panzer Grenadiers pushing into 2 AT guns. I think they'll be able to take these down. I dropped back down to 1 times here, by the way. This Katyusha, it's kind of goofy looking. It's like on the side of a hill. I think Relic managed to fix the issue where units tend to not fire when they're on angled terrain. We'll see. I doubt this Katyusha is going to fire looking like that. T-70 goes down to 3 Panzerschreck shots. It's actually got main gun destroyed. Actually, I think it does go down and it gets abandoned here. Yep, an abandoned critical. German player should be able to take that. The other AT gun goes down. They're going to retake the middle victory point. No, they're just going to retreat. They don't want that middle victory point, I guess. Meanwhile, left-hand side, gigantic blob of conscripts. It looks like 6 conscript squads. Orange Russian player capping the left side of the map, 1 point at a time with his 6 conscript squads. They're going to Ura to these other points. I want to point out that Ura gives you no offensive or defensive bonuses. If anything, it's a negative buff, because while they're Uraing, like, activating the ability, they actually cannot fire. So they just kind of pump their fists into the air and just sort of run faster. And the run faster ability is really useful if you're trying to cap, so it's not totally negative. Alright, 3 Panthers going for a very wide flank on these conscript squads. I think they're just missing these conscript squads while they're capping here. They're going to probably move south and start firing on these conscripts. Pile squad's also moving up. Each of these... One of these actually doesn't have a flamethrower, but 2 of them do. Panther squad moving in, cutting off their retreat route. This is a good flank, even though Panthers aren't that great against conscripts, minus the MG gun they have on top. Alright, so they're just going to take some pot shots. I don't think both sides don't even realize what's going on right here. And once these conscripts realize what's going on, they're probably going to run and start 18-aiding. Alright, there's the Ura. They're going to run up and 18-aid 2 of these Panthers, I believe. Nothing happening mid. Mid VP taken by the Germans. Now in favor, still in favor actually, of the Russians. The Russians took the left side VP and the fuel, so they actually have the VP lead controlling both corners of the map, both corner fuels and both corner VPs. Conscript's going to retreat from the Panther group on the left side. 2 of the Panthers taking engine damage from 18-aids. They're going to get healed right up by this nearby Pioneer squad. I don't know if it's going to try to cap or repair or do both. You bear in mind that you can cap and repair provided the Panther is in the territory you're trying to cap, so just a little efficiency tip. Mid here, German takes one of these AT guns, but it accidentally moves into enemy territory. This conscript's going to take some potshots at it. We'll see if they can take it out. I think it's going to escape and get away safely. We're going to ×2 through some of this. There's a random Molotov. Russians kind of marking their territory. Oh, and this Katyusha goes full derp. This is really unfortunate. Moves right into the range of these Panzer IVs and gets taken out. T-70 retaken by the German player. It's going to get repaired back up. Alright, left VP retaken by the Germans, but the mid VP is going to be neutralized by the Russians. Germans are trying to retake that right now. Oh, wow. Mortar. I believe it's a mortar. Yeah, it was a mortar that takes out one of the captured German AT guns. But there's another AT... Oh, the AT gun also goes down. Equipment destroyed, so the entire crew goes down. Shot by this Su-85. Su-85 at very low health. And we're seeing an artillery barrage go down on the Su-85s just north of that middle victory point, trying to take out these Su-85s, mortar, and AT guns. Okay, Germans fully retake the left corner of the map, the fuel and the victory point, and they control the middle victory point as well, giving the victory point favor for the Germans right now. And why is this victory point? Oh, okay, you can no longer select the victory points from the victory points at the top of the screen. But I just wanted to point out that the middle victory point at the top of the screen actually indicates the rightmost victory point. Kind of a strange little... I don't want to call it a bug, but it's a thing. Alright, so this is fun now. The Russians lay a ton of mines on the right side of the map near this rightmost victory point. This is, I'm going to dub this the Mine Street, despite not really having the barbed wire on both sides that we saw the original Mine Street replay. For those of you that haven't seen it, I casted that game. Make sure to check it out. It's on YouTube, I believe. So if you look through the history, you can probably find the Mine Street replay cast. It was live casted on my stream one time, so the quality isn't that great, but I'm sure everyone can appreciate that Mine Street replay. It's quite hilarious, and I encourage you to watch it. But either way, we have a Russian Mine Street on the right side of the map. Huge Panzer IV push plus the captured T-70, moving into this Su-85. Su-85 is going to go down to Panzer IV fire. AT gun, 2 T-70s and an Su-85 firing at range on that middle Panzer IV. Panzer IV is going to go down, firing at the T-70. T-70 is also likely going to go down to either AT nades or the Su-85. It's actually the Su-85 that takes it out. Hoorah, coming up from the gigantic conscript blob, hopefully to take out this other Panzer IV. Overall, a failed push by the German player. I think it's pretty safe to say that this was a failed push. Panzer IV goes down. 2 Panzer Grenadiers and an MG-42 facing the wrong way. Let's stare down these 6 conscript squads. And T-70. T-70 actually goes down to Panzer Grenadier, Panzerschreck fire. They're going to retreat out of there, though, recognizing that the push has failed. German counter push coming in here. Going to take out an AT gun, and potentially this Grenadier squad trying to retake the AT gun. And the AT gun, middle VP capped by the Germans, but it's going to quickly get retaken by the Germans with this gigantic conscript push coming up. Russians not stopping for anything right now. They're going to AT nade this Panzer IV, I hope. Since there are about 6 of them near it, I hope one of them has an AT nade in their pocket, but artillery fire going on the mid. I can't believe it. This Panzer IV actually not AT naded at all. It's going to just pull in the reverse gear and back out of that gigantic blob of conscripts. Artillery actually going down on the middle victory point. It's going to take out some units trying to retake that middle victory point. Victory point still in favor of the Germans at the moment. Alright, looks like they're going to try to start tapping now. Random smoke drop. Uh-oh. I'm already yawning. This is terrible. Alright, Su-85 takes out a mortar half-track. This mortar half-track's been around like the entire game. Panzer IV firing on a conscript squad at the aggressive middle victory, strat point, and the conscripts also capping the middle victory point as well, so I'm not completely wrong. Conscript squad goes down to a Panzer IV, just kind of shooting at it for a while. Panzer IV taking a few shots from the T-70. T-70 takes a big shot from the Panzer IV, baiting this Panzer IV into what looks like an AT gun and 2 Su-85s. 2 Su-85s going to be able to take that Panzer IV down. Another Panzer IV taking fire from Su-85s and a T-70. This time he won't be taking the bait. Alright, so now this guy, going full Magpies, is moving in with 4 Panthers. Blue German player, 4 Panthers. It's going to run over some of these conscripts trying to repair the Su-85. Su-85 goes down, and this other one's going to go down in short order as well. Yep, Su-85 goes down. All that's left are 2 T-70s and an AT gun firing on these Panthers. And Panthers are going to target fire the T-70s that aren't moving. Going to go down really quickly. Still an AT gun left to take out. AT gun really only has range on one... Oh no, it has range on 3 Panthers. You can fire at any of them if it wants. It looks like this Panzer IV might actually go down to the AT gun with only a very small 3 health squad. Damaged engine. And the AT gun actually goes down to firing Panzer Grenadiers, so this Panther's going to actually survive. Celebratory artillery barrage. I just want to point out really quick that this German artillery unit actually is at Vet 3, which is actually not as common as you think. It's actually very rare for this to happen. And it hits Vet 3. 3 Panthers back up, while 1 Panther just kind of limps along with a destroyed engine. Just slowly making its way back to his other Panther brethren. 2 AT guns going to move up to try to finish off this Panther, and I think they're going to be able to finish it in short order. Both of them fire on it. Take down that Panther. That Panther's going to go down. Pioneers ninja capping the left side and the middle aggressive victory strat points. Again, they control also... The Germans control the middle muni point as well, which actually hasn't been a point of contention so much as... big... I forget what this ability is called, but it's a gigantic bomb dropped on an Su-85. Su-85 is going to go down to a little under half health. It's at about 35%, I would say, just to be extremely specific. Alright, 2 Panzer IVs out for the Cayenne German player. 3 Panthers. Oh my god, this is gonna be so good later. Alright, critical on the Pioneers, capping the middle victory point. They're gonna drop a smoke barrage so they don't die while they're capping this middle victory point. They're not taking any fire, but they're actually taking fire from their own flamethrower critical, creating a little incendiary field in the middle there. Friendly fire on the T-70. AT gun actually fires at the Pioneers and damages its own T-70, and the T-70 is actually going to go down to 2 Panzer IVs. Panzer IV actually walks into an Su-85 and gets taken out. Again, Su-85 asking for a counter. Sector RD actually on the left side. I missed an earlier Sector RD on the middle victory point. I'm really sorry about that. But it killed a lot of stuff. I hope that shows up on the video because I totally did not mention that earlier. These AT guns doing work on this Panzer IV and the Su-85 as well. Su-85 might actually be able to take it out. Artillery barrage on the 2 AT guns, and the 2 AT guns going down. German already manages to take their German already best already at the moment. 3 Panthers just sitting right outside. They actually can't see this Su-85 because of this downed T-70. The true sight system is really funky right now and concerned to Rex. So these Panthers actually could not see this Su-85, but now they see it, just going around it slightly and take out the Su-85. Right now the Russian players actually control all 3 victory points, ninja capping the left side of the map, and this middle munitions point as well. Oh my god, here it comes. Alright, so Panthers pushing into the right side, this gigantic minefield. They managed to kill one of the mines, firing on this little NG squad. Alright, first Panther, engine damage. Pushing it on these little Russian NGs. Oh no, there's nothing here at all. Don't worry. Just keep moving in with your Panthers, dude. Everything's fine. NG squad goes down. Oh my gosh. Alright, Panthers just going to sit here, right outside. Probably one of the biggest minefields I've ever seen. It's only a matter of time. There's a little single barbed wire. Okay, here they go. Oh god. Oh, good lord. Be careful, Panthers. This Panther manages to avoid every single mine. This one with the damage engine is like, actually, I think stalling this Panther behind it. This Panther behind it moving slow for some reason. Meanwhile, action on the middle of VP. Giant incendiary round dropped on a few Pyre squads and an MG-42. T-70 trying to stall this Panzer IV. Oh god, I don't want to miss this on the left side here, so I'm completely ignoring what's happening here on the right side. This conscript squad is going to go down to its own incendiary drop. It's going to try to eliminate or decap this victory point, and it does, but it's going to do it at the cost of its own life. Alright, oh god. Panther taking damage engine to a mine. This is 2 Panthers, one with damage and one with destroyed and one fully health. The Pioneers choosing instead to cap the victory point on the right side. Oh god, the destroyed engine Panther takes more damage from another mine. It's going to try to turn around and get out of here. The damage engine Panther is also trying to get out of there. There is, by the way, a sector already on the middle victory point. Oh god, it begins. Oh god. Oh good lord, alright. Still damage engine Panthers walks into another mine. It's now at a little over half health. I'd put that at about 60%. Pioneer squad actually goes down to a conscript squad. Loses its flamethrower, then dies to its own flame little thing. Conscript squad going to try to neutralize this victory point. But I think it's actually going to go down to the Panthers. Yes, the Panthers are going to take this out. Readily. Yeah. Alright, there he goes. He falls over. T-70 with, like, no health on the middle victory point for some reason. It can't cap. It doesn't have vet. Alright, random Stuka barrage. I think it actually did some damage to this Panther. It's now at 50% health. But this other Panther is still at 60%. It didn't take any damage at all. Panzer IV taking out these conscript squads, ninja capping the left side, completely pushing them off. I don't want to miss this. More Pioneers on the side. Another Panther out for the blue German player. Yeah, this Panther's definitely taking damage from this Stuka machine gun strafe ability. It's now at about 40% health, whereas this other Panther's at about 55, I would say. It took some damage. Okay, another Panther moving in. Oh, good lord, it's gonna hit a mine and take damage in engine. Two T-70s and a conscript squad moving in on the middle victory point. They're going to neutralize and potentially cap. Pioneer squad. This is a fresh Pioneer squad, just gonna go down to 2 T-70s. Oh god, it begins. Panther squad, Panther now at like a solid 5% health now. Limping along. I think it's gonna get taken out by this other mine if it hits it. Another T-35. Oh my god, this other Panther's also at 10% now. All these 3 Panthers with destroyed engine criticals from these mines. Panther goes down to one of the mines. Another Panther goes down to Mine Street. I think this Mine Street essentially paid for itself, taking out 2 Panthers. Oh my god, what a joke. And this last Panther with destroyed engine is going to limp along, while there's a single Panther with Vet 1 sitting on this rightmost victory point. Oh my gosh. And this Pioneer goes down, hits a mine, and is down to 1 man. It's going to, instead of repairing that Panther, it's going to try to go for this right fuel, and it's going to pay for it with its life. Oh, that's hilarious. Panther at full hit points is going to fire on this AT gun, going to go toe-to-toe. First shell bounces off the front armor. Panther's going to flank that AT gun. This one has no engine damage, so it's going to do so easily. It even does blitz. T-70 goes down to this Panther as well. Yeah, it's going to be able to take that out. It's just going to move back and forth. 2 Panzer IV push on the left side. They're going to neutralize... oh no, they're going to completely take that leftmost victory point. Middle victory point controlled by the Russians thus far. So the Germans control both corner victory points, but for some reason not both corner fuels. Panzer IV is going to jump on these Su-85s completely out of position. But they're going to line up and get back into position because there are like 6 conscript squads there again. Gigantic conscript blob. Few of the lower health conscripts going to retreat out of there, toss some AT nades on these Panzer IVs and give them damage engine. Alright, so we're seeing a 2 Panzer IV push. There's another Panzer IV that just moved up. 2 Panzer IV, 2 Panzer Grenadier, moving up against 2 Su-85s. Right side, another AT gun's going to push up into the Panther and a Pioneer squad. The AT gun is going to pull out, retreat out of there. Meanwhile, Germans completely push off the Russians on the left side. They're going to immediately start capping and taking an aggressive point. T-70 goes down to Panther fire. The one with the destroyed engine gets healed up completely. So, blue player now at 2 Panthers, after losing 2 other Panthers to Mine Street, the deadliest strat in COH history, regardless of whatever game you're playing, COH1 or COH2, master strat is the Mine Street. Shout out to Barton PL for linking that earlier, even though he's banned from my chat after I told him to stop freaking spamming Twitch faces in my Twitch chat. Thought I'd throw that out there. That's why Barton PL is banned. I warned him once. I warned him like 3 times. Anyway, another Su-85 coming out of the field gets taken down by combined firepower of 2 Panzer Grenadiers and a Panzer IV. Su-85 takes a shot at that Panzer IV, forcing it to back up. The Su-85 isn't taking the bait, though. It knows that if it moves in, it would take Panzer Grenadier fire. Even though now these Panzer Grenadiers are going to be retreating out of there. Another T-70 on the field. Looks like it's on the right side of the map against these 2 Panthers. I don't think it's going to be able to do anything. Oh, no. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. 2 T-70s out for the red Russian player. Right side of the map, they're going to be looking at these 2 Panthers. 1 Panther down at just below 50%. I put it at about 45%. German players now have a huge map advantage. Let's pull up the tactical map. Russian player controls the right corner fuel, but it's cut off. German players own the cutoff, so they're not gaining any fuel from that. Giant conscript blob making a gigantic push on the middle victory point. An MG42 gets picked up just in time. It won't be enough against this gigantic blob of conscripts, though. They hoorah behind the MG42, and Kill it. I feel like the artillery barrage is going to go down here. Nope, what's coming? What's coming? I hear a plane. Never mind, it's just another Panther. 3 Panthers now for the blue German player. Oh, wow. So, these conscripts are just taking out tons of pioneers. Not really anything. Artillery barrage on the middle. Victory point. Huge blob of conscripts there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 conscript squads taking huge damage from this artillery barrage. That's gonna take out a conscript squad. 2 of these conscript squads. All these conscripts now at like a single man. Another conscript squad goes down. 2 more conscript squads, I believe. Oh my gosh, this is an absolutely disgusting blob of conscripts. 2 more get taken out. Who knows how. So I think he lost about 6 conscript squads there and retreated 2 of them. No, I think he lost only 2 or 3. 3 conscript squads, I'm going to say. S-85 is firing on one of these Panthers. I think the Panther's going to go down. Russians making an offensive on the right side of the map. This other Panther's going to go down to 2 T-70s and 2 AT guns. The Panther unwisely target firing the AT guns. It's not going to be able to take those out. It's going to actually go down to the combined might of these AT guns and T-70s. And a random conscript squad as well. Conscript squad is target firing the Pioneer squad. Pioneer squad goes down to T-70s. But the Pioneer managed to take down a AT gun. Panther takes a pot shot at a T-70 and it goes down on this right victory point. Red German player, or Russian player, giving up his conscript squad to reman the AT gun squad that got taken out by the Pioneer. 2 AT guns going to start firing on this Panther. T-70 might go down if it gets hit by this Panther again. Panther is wisely taking out the T-70. T-70 with the main gun destroyed. 1 more shot and it's dead. Hopefully the Panther's able to hit it. Like I said, accuracy is based on the unit size. Random thing for a unit to base its received accuracy on, but that is how the game works. This is why pretty much Panthers are always hit by AT guns. Like, I suppose it makes sense in terms of history and, like, basic physics, but in terms of a game, it kind of doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But hey, this isn't a good time for me to stand up on the soapbox about that. Regardless, the Panther goes down to an AT gun instead of retreating. AT gun now at vet 2, which gives it increased weapon damage. At vet 3, it gets even more weapon damage and armor. That's fantastic. Alright, another mortar half-track called in by the blue German player. German player also still has his vet 3. Oh my gosh, 90 kills on this artillery. German artillery gun. That is the most I've ever seen. Looks like 2 victory points controlled by the Germans, but the middle victory point is getting neutralized by the red Russian player. Both corner fuels owned by the German players. Middle victory point gets neutralized before getting fired on by an MG42. I imagine the MG42 is going to be able to pin it before they can cap anymore. T-70 jumps on the mortar half-track before it even manages to do anything. I just want to point out right now that the German player is floating 1,200 manpower and 153 fuel, around 200 munitions. Okay, so actually these conscripts aren't going to be pinned by the MG42. They managed to cap the middle victory point. T-70 getting aggressive here. Taking out this Flame Pioneer squad moving in on the right side. It's completely... yeah, it's going to go down. T-70 manages to take that out. So 2 SC-85s for the orange Russian player getting flanked by a Panzer IV. There's still this gigantic blob of conscripts. We're looking at 5 conscript squads. SC-85s managed to turn around in time, but they're going to take a few Panzerschreck shots. 1 Panzer IV goes down, and SC-85 goes down to combined Panzer IV and Panzer Grenadier fire. Looks like a incendiary round going down on this Panzer IV. It might be able to take out this... oh no, it's a strafing grenade. It takes out a Panzer Grenadier squad. Panzer Grenadiers managed to move out of the way in time. Panzer Grenadiers managed to take out the other Su-85. Another Su-85 called in for the Russian player. It looks like the Panzer IV actually goes down to AT nades, I imagine. If not the strafing barrage. Strafing run. Alright, Russians getting a little more aggressive now. They control the middle victory point and the right corner victory point, but they're just going to ignore the fuel and instead just going to cut off access to that fuel on the right side. Russians also moving in on the left side, capping a strap point and a victory point. They're going to try to make a move on the left side of the map. The blue Russian player, or German player, appears to just be calling in nothing but pioneers and a panther. Like, it seems like if it builds anything else, it loses it, like this poor mortar half-track here that went down. That just got run over. Oh wait, no, it's this mortar half-track. Whatever, that was a mortar half-track that went down earlier. This howitzer, now at 92 kills. Absolutely disgusting. Two AT guns moving up to try to take out this Panther. That's a Vet 2 AT gun, so it's going to do a huge amount of damage. It actually doesn't do a huge amount of damage, but it's some damage. It's something, right? Pioneer's going to probably take out these AT guns unless they get the heck out of there. Yep, these pilots are going to take out the AT gun. Flamethrower on one of them. Shooting at the higher Vet. T-70 moves up to try to give him some covering fire. But I think it's going to be too little too late, especially since there's a Panther here. Oh, there's another AT gun across the river firing at the Panther. Panther down at about 45%. T-70, Vet 1. Firing at this Panther, but I don't know if it's going to be able to do anything. Panther takes a shot at them. T-70. T-70 taking Panzerschreck fire and Panther fire. It's going to go down. And actually, the Pioneer actually gets the kill for that one. I just want to point that out, that it got the kill on that T-70. Which I think is absolutely hilarious. As you can see, it has the little vehicles destroyed one. And now it's actually going to kill these conscripts here. Conscripts trying to cap that middle victory point, but they're actually going to go down to combined Panther, Panzer Grenadier, and Pioneer fire. S-285 across the river, taking pot shots at the middle units. This Panther's going to try to run up and take it out. Due to true sight, it doesn't actually see it. I believe it actually is this crater here. Oh, no, never mind. It's just the bush. Panther actually takes out the S-285. Orange Russian player literally has just conscripts right now, and it ninja capped the whole left side of the map. Right side of T-70 taking shots at Pioneers. Trying to retake the right side of the map. I don't think these pilots can take out this T-70, regardless of what happened earlier. So they're going to think they can, but they really it was only because I had no help, to be honest. AT gun and T-70 firing at these Pioneers. One Pioneer squad goes down. T-70 going to try to also take out this other Pioneer squad. Pioneer squad that killed the vehicle early is also going to go down, ironically, to a T-70, which is really unfortunate, because that was awesome. I'm actually not sure what happened to this Panther here. I think it hit a mine, and then the T-70 did a penetrating shot on it. No, it wasn't. It had to have been the AT gun. One of these took it out. Is it? No, it hit a mine. It had to have hit a mine, because none of these units took out that Panther. Meanwhile, right side, the Germans trying to retake that whole left side of the map. Incendiary round dropping on the only munitions point, middle munitions point, trying to stop these Panzer Grenadiers from capping it. The Panzer Grenadiers are going to back away, taking minimal damage, just a touch squad damage, but they don't lose any units. They're going to move back in to cap the munitions point. Leftmost victory point being taken by the Germans. Germans down to 50 victory points, while the Russians up 155. Currently, the Russians have the lead. Literally, both sides, not a lot of units. The Cayenne German player has 2 Panzer IVs and a junk ton of Panzer Grenadiers, whereas the blue German player is floating around 1,000 manpower and has only this kick-ass howitzer to its name. Giant conscript push. Again, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 conscript squads with scattered vet between them. Actually, only 2 vet 2s and 1 vet 1. Most of these new. Stolen AT guns kill a T-70, but there's nothing any of these units can do against this gigantic conscript squad. No amount of AT guns is going to take this out. Holy crap, that is a disgusting amount of conscripts. They're taking no damage right now against these AT guns. Alright, howitzer now starting to fire on these conscripts. Oh, giant bomb thing. I'm really sorry I don't know the name of that ability, guys. I know it's just the giant bomb thing. I could look it up right now if I wanted to, but I don't want to risk like completely destroying this replay. I have to be really careful as game goes on, as any of these games go on, because like they take up a lot more memory the longer they go. So you have to really be careful. You have to not try to push your luck late game. Regardless, Germans now control 2 victory points, the middle and the leftmost. This artillery took out a ton of the conscripts and what looks like an AT gun. It's now at 103 kills. That's so insane. Oh my god. I've never seen a howitzer with that much kills. Not even in COH1. But this is an amateur game, so this is kind of expected. That's totally hilarious, by the way. So, not a lot of action. I feel like the weakness of all these players, like this is a big running theme with any of these, you know, lower level games, is that like there's not a whole lot of micromanagement, or macromanagement. Like, there's a lot of spending issues. There tends to be a lot of like spending issues, a lot of lack of map awareness. Like, he doesn't need to move in with all 8 of these conscripts at a time. Like, he can split them up, especially since they have hit the dirt. They can 1v1 basically anything. So, I mean, just a general thing for all players, if they haven't been watching this replay. I mean, props to them for playing this long. Like, I wouldn't have the patience. This is really a fun and entertaining game. I really appreciate the post. I'm really glad I got to cast this game. But yeah, like, if anyone's looking for tips, which, you know, I wouldn't expect them to, just generally work on unit control, like start using those control groups, and work on the spending. Like, army comps in general aren't bad. Like, I must say that, like, Panzer Grenadier blobs, especially once they gain vet 3, like this guy here, are really disgusting and very hard to kill. They scale insanely well late game. As long as you're picking your battles that you can win, you can actually do tons of damage. You can actually afford to get pretty aggressive with that kind of army comp. Alright, so looks like the Russians making a big push here on the victory points. This might be the killing blow. If these Germans don't have a lot of units, they can't compete with this vast amount of conscript squads. So they're going to be able to take a ton of these victory points, regardless of Panther fire or whatever else the Germans throw at it. Yep, the Panzer IV on the middle victory point trying to push these Russians off, and a Panther on the leftmost victory point trying to push these Russians off. MG42 moves up to try to retake this victory point. They're going to set up, and they're probably going to push this Russian player off. Yep, conscript squad goes down. 25 points for the German players. All 3 victory points taken by the Russians. Russians are going to be sitting on 2 victory points, the middle one and the rightmost one. Oh my gosh, it's going to be close. 15 victory points. Leftmost victory point neutralized by the German player. I want to point out that that victory point is appropriately labeled. But the middle and the rightmost should really be switched, if I say so. It might be random, who knows. Alright, an Ural going out on the left victory point. They're going to stop the cap from this MG42 and actually take it down. They're going to begin recapping. Middle victory point going to be held by the Germans. No problem, easy peasy. T-70s and a T-35. T-34, sorry. Blah, blah, blah. I can't talk now. This game has gone on for too long. Alright, victory points down to 2 for the German players. If these Russians manage to take a single victory point right now, I think they'll win. And with the conscript squads moving up, one of them bet 3 with those huge durability bonuses, I think they'll be able to take this and kill the Pio squad trying to take the left victory point. Everything's on this left victory point right now. It's really up to this Panther to kill 2 squads of conscripts at very good health. So I don't think they'll be able to, though. Yes, this is looking like the death toll for the Germans. The Russians actually taking the middle victory point as well, so they take the leftmost, and that's GG. Alright, so with that, thank you for watching. I appreciate this replay being uploaded exactly 1 hour and 12 seconds long. So make sure to keep an eye on this channel later. I'm going to try to keep uploading content since I don't have the internet to stream anymore. So thank you for watching. Thank you for one of these. I think it's Sky Marshall that uploaded this. It might be Zany. Either way, shout out to all the players in this game. This is Complexity. I'm signing off. Thank you. Jeez, I have to